Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HHWShow podcast. It is the reaction of WWE Raw that happened on Monday night. And man, there's a lot of twists going on there in the WWE, especially on the Raw roster. And who knows? It's almost like there's signs that some will stay in Raw, some will move on to SmackDown. But man, let's first of all, the WWE draft is happening starting this Friday on SmackDown. That's part one. And part two, the WWE draft will go ahead and lead on to Raw. But there are some rules when it comes to the draft. And the WWE website just announced that the 2024 draft will return, of course, as I mentioned, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox, and then on the channel USA on Monday. But the rules are the champions on each brand will be protected and are not eligible to be drafted. Therefore, you're not going to hear probably the champions' names being drafted because if they're holding the title, they're going to remain with that brand. So there's no sense of calling them anyways. As a result, you're going to see Damian Priest, Becky Lynch, The Awesome Truth, and Sami Zayn. They will remain on Raw. Cody Rhodes, Bailey, the A-Town Down Under, and Logan Paul will remain on SmackDown. Here's a second rule. Even though their status as champions allows them to go to both brands, WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Asuka and Kairi Sane are eligible to be drafted. They will be assigned to that brand if they lose the titles. So it's almost like we might be seeing a tag team championship match either this Friday or maybe Monday. Who knows? Friday's SmackDown will feature 4 rounds of draft picks being announced. Each round will consist of the brands making 2 picks apiece for the total of 16 picks being announced, right? 8 for SmackDown and 8 for Raw. But on Monday's Night Raw will feature 6 rounds of draft picks being announced. Each round will consist of the brands making 2 picks apiece for a total of 24 picks, 12 on Raw and 12 on SmackDown. SmackDown will have the first pick on Friday, and Raw will have the first pick on Monday. Rosters will go into effect on Monday, May 6th. That will be 2 days after WWE Backlash in France. So there you have it. After the pay per view event or the premium live event, then you will see these rosters change. But there could be a debacle going on because should champions lose, then they'll be considered as free agents. And that's where the general managers from both brands, Raw and SmackDown, they will have to get their fingers dirty and to see who remains on what brand. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay. But it's going to be interesting to see how many all-star matches will happen this Friday on SmackDown and then the follow-up on Raw. And once again, you're listening to the HHW Show podcast. Visit our website, hhwshow.com. But the WWE champion, the world champion, the heavyweight champion is no other than Damian Priest. And yes, I have it displayed here with the Puerto Rican flag in the background because, man, it's been many years since we have seen a Puerto Rican star rise up. That's right. We all got to rise to Damian Priest, baby. And I say it that way because it seems like Judgment Day is in a debacle. Okay. It seems like his subordinates can't get the job done. And I posted the pictures here of Damien, Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. But I'm looking at Mysterio, man. This guy, is he trying to look like Eddie Guerrero? I mean, he lies, cheats, and steals. And the rumors out there, and from many sources, that Dominic Mysterio is actually injured. So that's 2 Judgment Day personnel that are out. And of course, he had to bring in Santo Escobar, but these are decision makings that Damian Priest is not liking. As a matter of fact, he's not liking that JD McDonough and everyone else around him are losing constantly. So he has to handle things his own way. And that's not good for business, especially for Judgment Day, because supposedly they run WWE. But it just seems like things are not going well for Damian Priest. Could this be a sign of an exit? And I didn't even mention Finn Balor, because Finn Balor's coming back on Monday Night Raw. And the fact that the last time he spoke, he wanted those tag team titles back. But Damian Priest is not having it, or he's not listening. And that's probably what's going on, because Mommy is gone. And maybe it was Rhea Ripley that was the leader of the Judgment Day, kept everybody together. Now Mommy's gone. Ain't that what really happens in real life? Like, things just go out of hand. You leave your kids unattended and then they go crazy. Seems like that's what's going on here. But there's more to this story. And I mentioned Dominic Mysterio because lie, cheat, and steal. Is this a sign that Dominic Mysterio might cheat? I mean, look at that stare down that I see between Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. Wow, that'll be an interesting twist going on here. Nothing was said. Good stare down. But could Dominic Mysterio be thinking about her? Could Liv Morgan be thinking about him? Or was she just staring at his dirty stash he got above his lip? I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But we're moving on to the Raw Tag Team Champions, because they defended them. The Awesome Truth defended them, but DIY, they came out short. They lost, but Tommaso Ciampa wasn't having it. Didn't bother shaking the Awesome Truth's hands. He's just in disbelief. And they tried so hard. DIY has tried so hard to become tag team champions. But could this be another twist where Ciampa and Gargano could go to battle? That'd be pretty interesting, because we've seen this in NXT. We could see this again. As a matter of fact, that reminds me of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Moving on, Gunther made his debut after losing the Intercontinental Championship, and he gave a high appraisal to Sami Zayn. And yet, Gunther was telling the truth. He is glad that the burden's off him. He's no longer the target. Now he is the one that's going after everyone else. But the one thing that he is guaranteeing is that in the future, he is going to go for a world championship. But the near term goal, as everyone should have a goal, is that in fact that he is going to chase for the King of the Ring tournament. He wants to win the King of the Ring tournament, and he wants to be an example of what a real king should be in the WWE. And of course, he had to encounter with Xavier Woods. So we know already that Gunther and Xavier Woods have entered the King of the Ring tournament. Not so much that we've heard about for the Queen side of the house, but it'll be interesting to see how this goes down with Gunther and the defending king Xavier Woods. But you can scratch that with Xavier Woods, ladies and gentlemen, because we come to find out that the New Day themselves are just mid-card entertainment. We can't take them seriously no more. But with Gunther, you best be getting serious, because he is the real deal. So real that the Imperium are -1. And so just when you thought Gunther was probably going to the babyface side, he quickly lets everyone know he is still the biggest heel of the WWE. The Women's World Championship Battle Royal happened on Monday Night Raw. And a surprising fact indeed, because since Rhea Ripley is out for a few months because of injury. Yeah, they have 14 superstars, but only one could hold the gold. My pick was Nia Jax. Others thought Liv Morgan was going to get it. I had thought, and I said it on the last episode, that Liv Morgan was going to fall short. Runner up once again, like she always been, runner up. And I was right. Liv Morgan was runner up. But what surprised me is that Becky Lynch wins the world championship. She is now the WWE World's Women's Champion. Is that suitable? Is that real? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Big surprise there. And again, I thought Nia Jax was there. I mean, Liv Morgan could have won it. Yeah, I got it. But when she was the champion, she didn't last that long. Nia Jax, I thought her transformation was awesome. I think she was due. But for Becky Lynch to lose at WrestleMania and to have her first match back in the Battle Royal to win the title, especially having the tie that she couldn't win against the champion, all these make me feel that she is now the interim champion. So I cannot see her as a pure WWE world champion. I don't see it. It's like she is second to mommy. The man is second to mommy, which makes sense, right? Because you need a man and a mommy next to it, a strong woman. You know what I mean? Like Rhea Ripley said. But on this occasion right here, nah, I'm sorry, man. I just feel like Becky Lynch's time has gone by. And I just wish that the WWE introduces a new type of title. How about the Women's Intercontinental Championship? Because all these superstars come from different regions, different countries. Why not? Those belts could still have value, just like the men's side of the house. But we need an intercontinental champion for the women's division. I would have probably rewarded Becky Lynch. But being the world champion so soon, I don't know. You talking about ratings? I don't care if it was Nia Jax. I don't care if it was Liv Morgan. I feel like that's still ratings, but they decided they needed Becky Lynch again. Now let's move on to the next champion. Cody Rhodes has been filming. And yes, he is going to come out in this comedy movie, The Naked Gun. Now, all you old schools probably seen these movies. There were 3 parts. And of course, OJ Simpson was in those movies. Okay, rest in peace to him. However you guys want to see him as. But it is one of the funniest movies. Okay, especially me as a child growing up watching him mimic what's that, Leslie Presom, whatever his name is, the main actor. I mean, this guy's funny, funny, funny. But I can't wait for this new movie to come out with Cody Rhodes. It'll be fascinating. That's all, man. That's all I got for here in the HHW Show podcast. Tune in as we go live again, beginning in May with Hector and Frank on board as we move on to talk about not only our prediction for the backlash, but also the king in the ring. I'm sorry, king and queen of the ring that's going to happen in Saudi. So that happens on May 24th. But there's just so much going on in between with the storylines and everything else that all the suspense is real, man. You got to love wrestling. I've been saying that from the beginning. You got to love some wrestling because it is the entertainment. It is the newest soap opera. It is what it is. And I'm loving it. And I know you guys are because it's awesome. Anyways, thank you for listening to my action. Post your comments here. Again, what's your biggest surprise in all this? What predictions can you make? What storyline entertains you? Share your thoughts. Can't wait to share it with everybody else. You're tuning in to the HHW Show podcast presented by CMG Sports. Follow us and visit us at HHWShow.com.